Okay, Rob, big news out of Cleveland for all the wrong reasons. That's really all the news that comes out of Cleveland this year. I mean, you got, we've had Watchgate. We've had Cleatgate. We've had Visorgate. We've had Myles Garrett Gate. And now we've got Odell Beckham Jr., who wants out. I guess we could call this one Exit Gate, because Jay Glazer, who's basically never wrong, reported over the weekend that Odell Beckham Jr. has been telling opposing players and coaches, come get me during games and after games. And I saw a picture of him today talking with Richard Sherman right after the game. And I just imagine that Odell was saying, look, man, y'all come get me, man. I'm not happy here. I want to play for y'all or something like that. We know he's been caught on tape saying essentially that to Jimmy Garoppolo. We've seen him with John Lynch talking about it. And you can only imagine that he would love to play for the New England Patriots. I'm sure he's probably told Tom Brady that when he gave him his GOAT cleats, maybe there was like a little note in the cleats, with check mark, check yes or no. Will you bring me to New England? Check yes or no.
Oh, please. I don't buy that for 1 second.
That he wants to play in New England?
He doesn't want to play with Tom Brady. Tom Brady's what Eli Manning was.
Will you stop it with
That's where it is.
The Tom Brady? Look, I get that he's not what he used to be.
But that's the last place I would want to go.
Tell me that Odell Beckham Jr. does not want to play with Tom Brady, you're out of your mind. I guess Antonio Brown don't want to play with him either.
An old and decrepit Tom Brady. Are you kidding me? OBJ has no interest. That's what I'm talking about. You're going way overboard. No, I'm not. Why would you want to play with Tom Brady?
Tell me who he wants to play with.
Tom Brady looks awful.
Tell me who he wants to play with.
If I'm him, he would get all of his dreams in one trade or one situation. He should go play for the New York Jetropolitans. He gets to go back to New York.
That's great.
Sam Darnold's a young and upcoming quarterback. They got Le'Veon Bell. They got a couple other pieces.
Yeah, he's really great this year.
They need a big time receiver. That's the place. OBJ is a New York, LA kind of guy. He's not a middle of the country. He's not a Chris Broussard. He's a Rob Parker.
You spent more of your career in Detroit than anywhere else. What you talking about?
Why'd you have to bring that up?
Ruin your nice little narrative you had.
That was a good narrative. It sounded good.
But come on. Sam Darnold. I mean, look, and I like Darnold. Darnold's okay.
I'm just talking about for the future. You don't want to go for 1 year. You don't know who's going to be the quarterback next, after Brady or whatever. If he plays one more year or if he leaves.
He wants to go to New England. I'm not saying I think San Francisco.
I think he wants to be in New York Rams, or LA.
I think New England. I think those are teams. I don't think the Jets. I mean, yeah, I'm sure he'd love to be back in New York City. But are the Jets? I mean, look at Le'Veon Bell. And I'm not really ripping him. I'm just saying Le'Veon Bell
but they've had
was on pace for a Hall of Fame career. Now look at him.
Yeah, but they had
3 yards of carry.
They had issues with the offensive line this year. All I'm saying to you is
they're not going to have them next year?
No, because they'll be able to upgrade on the offensive line, build that up. Right. And if you get a receiver, they'll have to. I'm just saying, I'm telling you, if he could go back to New York and stick it to the Giants, remember, they share the same stadium. He could go there and bring that team over the top with a young, new quarterback, and you're Danny Dimes. Nobody knows what that guy's going to do.
The Jets aren't going to be any
Jets,
good.
And with New England fading in the AFC East, this could be the situation. He could be the new guy in the AFC East. I'm telling you, the Jets make a lot of sense to me. He gets two things: New York, a younger quarterback with a big upside.
You know what makes sense to me is if I'm the Cleveland Browns. There was a story, Mary Kay Cabot, we've had on the show. I worked with Mary Kay at the Cleveland Plain Dealer, does a great job covering the Browns. She wrote a story last week about how multiple sources were telling her that the offense is just a mess, that there's tension, that Freddie Kitchens and the offensive coordinator, Todd Monken, aren't on the same page, that there's like 4 people involved in the play calling on game day. Those 2, the quarterback's coach, the Drew Stanton, the inactive quarterback, that they're all involved in play. It's a mess. And that's why OBJ is not being utilized properly and why his production is way down. But so here's the deal. I said this before that article came out, but that article just bolstered my view of this. If I'm the Cleveland Browns, I'm not saying I would not trade OBJ under any circumstances, because if I can get a first-round pick, or if I can get a way to basically certainly improve my offensive line. Like if I have a surefire way to improve my offensive line, whether it's a player or draft picks or whatever, then I would look at trading OBJ. But outside of that, I am keeping him with this great group of skilled players and with a Baker Mayfield who, while he's having a down year, I think the jury's still out on. And I'm keeping them together until I get a coach.
I don't think the jury's out on Baker Mayfield because he's
second year. He's
struggled.
Done.
No, I'm talking about
he has struggled, but I'm not giving up on him.
He has the most interceptions of any quarterback in the last 16 or 17
Peyton Manning
games.
Was the same way.
He ain't no Peyton Manning.
Early in his career.
I'll tell you right now.
I'm just saying,
he ain't no Peyton Manning.
No, I agree. He's not. But I'm not. 2 years and he's done. Sam Darnold hadn't lit up the world, so we gonna give up on him too?
But this is my only issue is he hasn't beaten anybody. That's my biggest problem.
He's going to improve, Rob. Fine. All I'm saying is I would not break up this group, again, unless it was a surefire way to improve the offensive line or draft high first-round draft picks, until I got a coach in next year and a coaching staff that I know can utilize and maximize great talent.
When you hear
get a coach in that you know is going to get the best out of Baker and Odell together, and then if he can't do it, then move on. Freddie Kitchens, we all know he doesn't know what he's doing. I'm going to give away one of the best receivers in the league when he hasn't really had a chance?
But here's my issue with OBJ and his conversation when they talk about it. Dude, he's even in. Well, you don't know what's going to happen next year.
Oh, he clearly wants out. You're right.
Am I right? I mean, Chris, that's the vibe.
But he wants out, but
he can play. He can stop all that.
Do it?
No. But I'm just saying, I don't want a guy who doesn't want to be there. My thing is, you cannot entertain. People could ask you questions all day. I respect it. I love it. I'm a reporter. You're a reporter. You know what I mean, Chris?
Right.
We love that stuff. But I'm telling you, if you want to stop all the nonsense, I'm in Cleveland. I'm not going anywhere. I came here to win. That might not be the real deal behind the scenes, but if you say that, people stop coming to you. Do you know? There are no more question marks. It makes everything up in the air for if you're a Browns guy or a Browns fan and where it's headed. He doesn't sound like he's happy there. That's what it sounds like.
No, I mean, you're totally right on that, because after the reports from Glazer came out on Sunday and OBJ was asked about him after the game, he just said, I'm not talking about anything related to the offseason. He could have easily said, no, that's not true. I haven't said that to anybody. I'm here, like you said, I'm here in Cleveland.
And I'm not going anywhere, right?
But I get it. He wants out. That's undeniable. But that doesn't mean I got to trade him.
I'm just saying,
He's locked up until 2023. And if he's got any pride, which I'm thinking he does, then he has to go out and ball. That's the thing, Rob. If this dude wants to be a great football player, a great wide receiver, then you got to do it in Cleveland.
No, I get it, but here's my only, I just don't want a guy who doesn't want to be on my team. Like, I just want people who want to be there, and it's just, I get it, Chris. You don't want to give away talent, and it's all logical, but there has to be some sort of commitment from the guy that he wants to be there. And at first, I think he got his feelings hurt that he was traded from New York to Cleveland, whether he wants to admit it or not at first, right? Get your feelings hurt a little bit. He's a flashy, he's a flashy, big city kind of bright lights kind of guy, right? He's doing underwear commercial for Calvin Klein or what. He's not like just a football player. He's bigger than that. And I think Cleveland has been, and then to go to Cleveland and not to win and to have one of your worst offensive years ever with this hotshot new quarterback, I don't think that's what he signed up for. I think he's shocked.
I agree. I totally agree. And I got to be honest, Rob. I get where he's coming from. I absolutely get where he's coming from. I mean, forget off the field. On the field, if I am a superstar talent, if I think I'm an eventual Hall of Famer, and for whatever reason, whether it's the coaches, the quarterback, the schemes, whatever it is, I am not being able to allow to produce, then I want out. And so I'm not mad at him for feeling the way he feels. All I'm saying is if I'm the Cleveland Browns, I'm not just giving this guy away. They gave up a first-round pick and Jabril Peppers for him. You gave up quality for him. So that's all I'm saying. From the Browns standpoint, I'm not letting him bully me into trading him.
No, I like I said, that's logical because you gave up something for him and you're not going to just let him walk. But I only want guys who want to be there, and I think that's the thing that they're fighting with. And remember, all the hubbub, the national games, Chris, the stuff that was talked about, and you picked them to make the playoffs. Do they still have a shot or no?
I mean, a very slim chance.
But I'm just saying. But a lot of people thought, look at the team on paper, and people were going gaga over it. Yep. Especially when they made that trade to get a big time receiver like OBJ. People went nuts over that team. What was the player who said it wouldn't be fair? It was like a video game. Do you remember we read?
Their defensive back.
Who was that?
With Rob G. Okay, Robinson or Demetrius Robinson or something.
Randall.
Yeah.
Demarius Randall.
Demarius Randall.
Yeah, remember that? Oh, it's going to be a video game. It's going to be sick. Dude, wow.
Well, and see, as much as and again, I'm not mad at OBJ for one. Now, I would feel the same way, to be honest. Not about I can't be in Cleveland, I'm a big city guy, but just about I want to produce. I'm sorry, especially if we're losing. I want to get targets. I want to be able to shine. I want to do my thing and help a team win. And I'm going to keep it real. And I want to be all pro. He's not going to sniff all pro this year. But here's something that OBJ, and overall, yeah, there was Watchgate, and I ripped him for that. There was Visorgate and Cleatgate and all that stuff. But overall, his attitude has been pretty good. Here's the thing that OBJ has to do. Look in the mirror. If you look at the other receivers of his ilk, Michael Thomas, DeAndre Hopkins, Julio Jones, even if you want to go to guys in Minnesota, Stephon Diggs and guys like that, like all the top flight receivers, what's the one difference between OBJ and them? I don't get the drama.
No antics.
Yeah. They go out there and do their job, and they do it at a high level. With OBJ, there's just so much extra stuff, and that could hurt. I think that definitely will hurt his trade value. Remember last year when the Giants were looking to trade him, and he wanted to go to the Rams, right? A couple years ago, and they didn't want him. So that I just, if I'm the Browns, unless I get a haul for him, I'm not ready to part ways. Not just yet. I want to get a coach in who I know is good with quarterbacks and receivers before I give up on him. Unless I get a haul. That's me. All right, Rob, we threw it out to the callers. Trade OBJ or not? 877-99 on Fox. Your turn to weigh in.
All right, let's start with Mark in Sacramento. You're on the Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Mark?
What's going on, gentlemen?
What's up, brother?
And Rob, I asked the question, what the hell were you doing in Antarctica? But then Chris explained to me it was on your bucket list. You had been to the other continent. So I'm going to hang around and hear about that trip. I'm interested now.
Yeah, Mark was about to rip you when you were gone.
No.
I was.
And we need to let people know if you do want to chime in and call in and ask questions, because we'll talk about it, and then I'll take some questions as well. All right, Mark, what you got? Yep.
Real quick, we've seen this pattern before. You can wait to the moment comes, but when a player don't want to be someplace, you might as well get him out of there, or it's just going to create problems. How many times do we have to see it? If you don't want to be there, trade him, and I can give you the perfect place I think you should go. They're the slowest team. They relied on a guy who's hurt all the time. They got a quarterback with a big arm, good tight end. He should go to Philly. That's where he should go.
Wow, that's another one. I see that.
I mean, he would be good. Look, the dude is great. So we can talk Green Bay. I think New England still.
There's a ton of places that could use a receiver of that.
L.A., Philly would be nice, but I think it'd be plenty of drama again in Philly because, you know what I mean? There already is drama without him. And if it wasn't working out, I think it'd be more drama, but not a bad call.
Not at all. Brian in Kentucky, you're on the Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio. What's up, B?
Hey, how you guys doing? Long time listener, first time caller.
My man.
Thank you.
Yes, thanks for calling.
Hey, love your guys' show. Die-hard San Francisco fan, man, California native, and I don't know if my fellow fans agree with this, but we don't want OBJ. Keep him there.
Just all the drama.
You like the way everything is already, right?
Hey, man, our locker room right now, we're feeling it. Everything's falling into place for us. You know, we've had a rough past couple years, and why ruin what we got going on right now? Who's he going to replace? We got the rookie Deebo Samuel. We got Sanders just hopped in. Who's he going to replace?
Nah, I get it because, like you said, there's drama there. For all the talent, you just got to wonder: is it just going to be unnecessary mess that we have to deal with? You know what I mean,
that was no doubt about it. That game was like the game of the year, wasn't it?
That was a great game. I don't know what happened to the defense.
You know what the over-under was, Chris? You ready for this?
It wasn't 94 or whatever.
It was 45.
Wow. Well, you had really good defenses on both sides.
I know. That's what I was shocked at. That it was. They scored 95 points. All right. How about Jamie in Kansas City? You're on the Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Jamie?
Hey, so I just wanted to say, Kansas City rose that wave a few years ago with Peters, and he's a baller and he's great, and we needed him last year so hardcore. I think it would have made a huge difference, but if you don't want to be there, they got to go. Your last caller just said 49ers. My husband's a diehard 49er fan. I think the best trade might be a one and maybe Sanders. Get a veteran in there that can help that locker room and, put him over there with Sherman that can maybe control him a little bit more and just do something.
That'd be a lot to give up. That'd be a lot to give up for him.
I know, but you could have him for years,
Nah, he's great.
He's great. He's an awesome talent. I mean, and the last caller said something about theirs, but, Goodwin gets hurt all the time. As a fan of sports, I just love football in general. But sometimes you just got to ride that terrible wave. Dorsey's not the best with contracts and restructuring. We know that here in Kansas City really well. And so we, kind of have to penny pitch a lot, and we're getting better. We're getting out. We have a lot of cap space now, but, we're looking to be a different place. And I think John Lynch might be a good suggestion, and I don't know. I don't know if the Patriots will deal with him after all of the stuff with AB. I don't think that's an option.
Yeah, I could see the Patriots doing it just because, Rob, we said, they went after Ocho Cinco, Antonio Brown, Josh Gordon. This is right up their alley.
No, you're right.
It really is,